How do pop stars address their problems through art? Happy 2024. Welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back.
And by this point, there has already been many a broken resolution, but it's not all bad news. Luckily, the pop gods have decided to bless us with the return of two of its stars, Ariana Grande and Justin Timberlake. So I'm going to talk about this in the way in which I engaged it, Ariana Grande's Yes and music video. So Ariana Grande's been gone for a little bit. She hasn't dropped an album or anything. I guess she's been busy filming that.
You're great.
I am.
But now this is her official return. She basically has it where these art critics are walking into a building and they are saying various criticisms of her. And I actually think that's kind of telling because this is an official music video. She's not going to just let them say any sort of random thing. I think the more interesting thing is the criticisms and critiques that are not said by the critics. But these critics end up walking to a building with some statues. Ariana Grande proceeds to show up and do a performance of her latest single. And also, random fact, is one of the dancers from the Jungle videos in this music video. I'm not totally sure. I feel like I'm going crazy. If someone could confirm that. But yeah, she performs the song, and then the critics leave and they are amazed. They had their mind blown. Also, I want to mention that Ariana Grande's chin in this damn video is so sharp she could cut someone's damn jugular. Let's jump to Justin Timberlake's latest single, Selfish. So Justin Timberlake's been in an interesting place because his career is longer than someone like Ariana Grande's. It's about twice as long, and he's had his various ups and downs. I would say this moment in particular that he's coming back from was a down. He released Man from the Woods, and that was not a particularly stellar album, and now he definitely needs a bit of a hit. The only hits he's really been enjoying in the last decade are from the Trolls movies, which are not bad. I'm sure they make plenty of money. I know those Trolls movies are really popular, but for someone like Justin Timberlake, who, you know, is approaching middle age, which is a fairly precarious position for a pop star to be in, he needs a hit. So this music video is, let me think of nice things to say first. It looks like it's shot on film. It has a couple of moments that are interesting. This sort of miniaturized set with him going through it is kind of interesting. There's a part where he's dancing in some wide flare pants and it is cutting rather fast to the point that I almost can't even catch the choreography he's doing, but I can't help but wonder if this fit that he is wearing is kind of ripping off the true wide flare pants king. Of course, that is Usher.
Stop, can you feel that? It's like heaven and earth moves whenever we...
But yes, this video is I'm not even quite sure why they made this video. It's not thematically interesting. It's not tying into the lyrics in any sort of way. It's like trying to be candid. It's doing this weird, almost like he's messing up takes, or let me do one more. And then these moments where he's kind of looking away, looks like he's about to have a damn anxiety attack. But how much am I supposed to really trust this? It's a music video. It's a product for your latest single. Am I really supposed to believe this is candid? Like that you're really having these anxiety moments? Because if we were to really be honest about what he could possibly be having anxiety about, it would probably make the video and the song more interesting. But let's not forget, this is music. So let's get to the songs. So let's flip back to Ariana Grande. So this Yes and song has a very dance sound to it. I might play a clip if I want to tempt the YouTube copyright gods. We'll see. I like it. It's a bop. You know, it's catchy. It's not her catchiest song. It's not her best song, but for a return, kind of has like a 90s throwback feel to it. If she could team up with Troye Sivan's recent songwriters, or if they could do us another song together with those producers with this kind of vibe to it, I would totally be down with that. If they went on tour together, man. But yeah, the song is solid. The lyrics are interesting. I do think she is addressing some of the controversies that she's been going through, some of them. I think lyrically, where some of the more interesting stuff starts to happen for me is in the second verse. At least to me, it almost seems like she's sort of announcing a bit of a villain era slightly, where she's like, I'm done with caring about what people say about me. But Justin Timberlake didn't want to be left out of the conversation, and maybe he too is entering a villain age. So, recently, Justin Timberlake was at a concert and made this comment.
I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody.
And right after, apparently played Cry Me a River, which a lot of people go, oh, allegedly it's about Britney Spears, but we pretty much know it's about Britney Spears. And it just confirms to me that Justin Timberlake is he's a bit of a
messy bitch. I'm a messy bitch who lives for drama.
But I think it's just a moment where she's tired of like curating her image slightly in terms of giving a shit about people, which at least the stuff I know about Ariana Grande, I'm not totally surprised by that. This is actually probably a more honest version of her. And then the bridge of this song, it has her talking about energies. So I don't know if she's going through like faux spiritual chick phase right now. The thing I kind of found interesting about it was one, the fact that the song even has a bridge, because a lot of songs, especially pop songs, don't even have bridges anymore. And if anybody who is a pop fan, you know that's a problem, because most pop songs' best parts are the damn bridges. Congratulations on that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ariana Grande. You have blessed us. But out of the bridge, the lyric in particular that caught my eye, because it's the only lyric that kind of hints at the only thing I think people give a shit about in terms of what this song might be addressing, which is, why do you care so much about whose dick I ride? But yeah, overall, pretty concise pop song. I appreciate it. Under 4 minutes, solid debut. If the rest of her album reflects this kind of vibe, I'm down. Now, Justin Timberlake. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant with this one. For a pop legend like Justin Timberlake, who has a long legacy of making solid ass pop music, right? He started off in NSYNC, which has a ton of hits. Start off in his own solo career, which low-key, the two first albums of that career, incredibly solid. A matter of fact, the particular run of his second album, Future Sexy Sounds or whatever, that was the peak of his emperor phase, in my opinion. And I just can't buy that, like, this song, he thought this song was okay. So first, sonically, this song sounds almost like a demo. Like, it doesn't, not to say that the production doesn't sound like it's mixed or anything like that. It's more so how simple it is. It's such a basic ass beat. It's not even, I mean, it's a song. It has verses and it has choruses, but it has no damn bridge, which for pop royalty like you, Justin, I don't understand how you think not having a bridge would be okay, but he doesn't. And in terms of lyrics, there's no addressing of the controversies that he's in particular gone through recently. And as I go through the lyrics, I don't even really have any lyrics to emphasize. The lyrics feel like they were written by ChatGPT. They're some of the most generic love song lyrics I've ever heard. First of all, the title, Selfish. If you go on the website, right, of the YouTube of his, the Selfish thumbnail looks almost like a YouTube apology thumbnail. You know, that kind of, they're looking, it's not flashy, they're looking, the eyes might look a little misty, they have a sort of, you know, regretful look on their face, except of course because he's a multi-million-dollar pop, you know, icon, they can't even necessarily do that. It still looks super glossy. And the song is called Selfish, which you think it would be addressing the public lashing that Justin Timberlake has gone through recently, but then when you actually get into the song, and okay, I want to mention this too, why this bothers me in a certain way, is because he literally made his career off of taking public knowledge of him, Crimea River, his relationship with Britney Spears, and turning it into a song where he's bashing her pretty badly. But I'm not gonna lie, I sang the song. I was a child when it came out. It was catchy. But yeah, the lyrics of Selfish are nothing. If they saw what I saw, they would fall the way I fell. But they don't know what you want. And baby, I would never tell. If they know what I know, they would never let you go. So guess what? I ain't ever letting go. Wow. Wow. What? Like, are you for real? And then the chorus, right? If you're doing a pop song, the chorus, it needs to be cathartic. It needs to hit. It needs to stick in my ear, whether I want it to or not, right? So if I get jealous, I can't help it. I want every bit of you. I guess I'm selfish. It's bad for my mental, but I can't fight it. When you're out looking like you do, but you can't hide it. No. The title's Selfish, and then this use of it kind of has the same energy of when you go into a job interview and then the interviewer is asking you, so as a worker, what are some of your weaknesses? And you give that answer of, my weakness is that I just work too hard. You know, like the non-weakness weakness? That's what this feels like, right?
It's weakness. Honesty. I don't think honesty is a weakness. I don't give a fuck what you think. Fuck, can you say that?
This song is nothing. This is such a nothing song. This is the song that you wanted to come back after suffering quite a bit of embarrassment, right? Because that Super Bowl performance of his, I would say the moments for me where I started to kind of fall off from him a little bit, where after whatever the album was after Suit and Tie, because I felt like those were all just like kind of throwaway-ish songs. But also for me, the moments were definitely when he dropped Man in the Woods, because that album was, that was not it. And then the Super Bowl performance, which just had the vibe of being lackluster. Like it seemed like he had missed a step or two. Literally. Like, y'all remember this clip right here. As always, black women have been side-eyeing him for a while because of the whole Super Bowl incident. As you go through Justin Timberlake's career, you realize he had a lot of moments of doing things that were questionable. And it's not to say he's not talented, right? Like, if I were to give this song any compliments, he could sing a damn tune. But I do think it's telling that I watched the recent Trolls movie, right? The song of the fake boy band in that is a better pop song than the comeback song for your solo career. And it's not even like that song in the Trolls movie is that great because, you know, everybody's trying to capitalize on that 90s nostalgia. While that song is solid, they should have reached out to the damn team who did the Turning Red song for that fake boy band Four Town, because that song nails that late 90s, early 2000 boy band vibe.
I never met nobody.
That's probably the most accurate one I've seen. Wait, actually, didn't Billie Eilish's brother write that song? Damn, why didn't he bring some of that magic to Billie Eilish's stuff? I'm just playing with you. It's disappointing. Like, when I heard the song, the vibe that it gave, the kind of energy that the song is giving me is
Girls like you run around with guys like me.
which is to say something because that song sucks, but your song sucks more. I mean that is a total disrespect. But yeah, that's not a good sign, Justin, when your song has that kind of energy to it. So how do pop stars address their problems through art? So these songs, and I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail, you're wondering, how are they similar? Because both of these songs come on the heel of the fact that both of these artists have gone through something pretty controversial. They're not exactly the same, but it's telling their return to the public eye, and in particular the art world, and how these two songs don't talk about it. Like, these two songs kind of hint at it. Justin Timberlake's is much more through the title because the actual song is like not confronting it at all. There's little moments in the video where it seems like he's having some kind of anxiety, but like you have to really fill in them blanks. But Ariana Grande's stuff is kind of supposedly more directly going at the criticism with this certain kind of girl boss energy, but they're not actually addressing the thing. So let's start with Ariana Grande. You talked about a lot of things. You talked about how people talk about your weight, your body image, your hair, but you didn't bring up the fact that you cosplay as other races. You know, like you totally let people think you were Latino for a little bit, maybe even racially ambiguous black. I never thought that, for the record. I never thought that. But that's not even the main controversy that she's gone through recently. Her really big one is the fact that she may have cheated on her husband. Not great. It happens. I'm sure with stars, there's a lot of temptation. But the fact that who you cheated on them with was your co-star in the movie that you're doing, and that he was married, and that his spouse, ex-spouse, was having a baby. So, and you're still with this person, right? And like, I see all the memes, people are making fun of the fact that it's freaking this dude who
Keeps on trying. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe this man has some charisma that we don't see. But your song talks about everything but the fact that you cheated on your spouse, kept having a relationship with the person you cheated with, and that person had someone who just had a baby. Which, side note, Ethan Slater, I'm gonna chalk this up to this. I'm gonna chalk this up to the Chris Pratt effect. But now let's switch over to Justin Timberlake. The title Selfish. At first I thought, oh, okay, maybe he's gonna really open up about the thing he just went through, because Britney Spears, his ex, the person that he low-key kind of built his solo career on in terms of slandering her in the press, came out with the memoir, and where she tells her side of the story where she's not the one who cheated. It was actually Justin Timberlake who was cheating. And this sparked a lot of and actually told her to get like an abortion and stuff like that. Just not a very particularly good guy, pretty selfish. I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of always gotten a little bit of that kind of sniveling energy from Justin Timberlake ever since that clip with him and Punk'd.
You took my dogs? And Justin, come here. Here's your mom.
I got Trace's message. What's going on?
Mom, you gotta get up here right now.
But his song does not talk about that controversy at all. Even though anybody who's aware knows that her releasing of this memoir seemingly fucked up a certain gearing up of possibly getting back with NSYNC, releasing a movie and dropping his album, that it fucked that up. But he doesn't want to address it, which I find interesting. Because you have these two pop stars who are huge. They've had some of the most success that artists could have in America, right? And it's so interesting to me the ways that both of them, in a certain way, when it comes to addressing their problems in their art, use denial. They just don't talk about it really. Especially Justin Timberlake, he really don't talk about it. Ariana Grande like feigns at talking about it, but she really don't talk about it. She talks about everything else that she can talk about and kind of come out the good guy. Like, yeah, people talking about your body weight and stuff. What right do they really have to do about that? Your ponytail or whatever, what right? But the racial stuff, yeah, we could talk about that. The infidelity, we could talk about that. There's a reason you didn't put those in the damn song. And to be real, I honestly think both of these artists, they took the cowardly way out. Breaking news. So Ariana Grande has done an interview with Zach Sang. She kind of comments on some of the allegations. There's a moment. And this interview, it's two-part. There's one talking about the album, and there's one talking about general other things. But the only stuff that really matters for me is the very end, where basically he asked her what's the most difficult part of the process or of what she's been through, which, there's an elephant in the room.
What's been the hardest part about all of this? Even making music again?
The hardest part? Figuring out what I'm gonna eat for dinner. I'm kidding. I feel very thankful to be so artistically fulfilled at the moment, and personally, and just kind of floating along, I guess. I don't know. I can't complain. I wouldn't feel right to, I don't know. I don't have an answer.
I mean,
what do you want me to say?
It's interesting seeing the caginess because if you watch most of this interview, you can kind of see the moments where she's comfortable and then when she becomes uncomfortable. There's some noticeable edits in this interview, which makes me wonder, what did they cut out? Something was said or done that later on was cut out of the interview, and there's two cuts. There's one with a glass in Zach's hand.
I feel like you're talking to people who feel like they know you but don't.
Sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There is a sense of misunderstanding.
It's for my fans.
There is a sense of this album where you're talking to people who have come to their own conclusion.
What?
People have crafted their own narratives.
Yeah. The thing.
And there's another one where I think Ari's answering something and then it just abruptly jumps. Maybe it's something I noticed because I edit stuff, but I'm pretty sure even if you're a normal person watching this, you will notice that there's a certain abrupt cut. Now, this is the part that I find the most direct and interesting. He asked directly if there's something she wants to comment about.
Is there anything you wish people knew?
About what?
Any of it? All of it? You?
And her response is very interesting.
I feel like we don't need to go into any specifics, but of course there's like an insatiable frustration, inexplicable, hellish feeling with watching people misunderstand the people you love and you and anything that yeah, of course.
Why are you talking all around it? There's only two things that people really care about here. Did you cheat on your husband? Did you break up a marriage? That's all people care about. They don't care about anything else. So just answer it. Why are you not answering it? Now, of course, there might be some legal proceedings and stuff like that. Maybe that's what I've kind of heard on the side. But I can't imagine if you didn't cheat or if you didn't do anything wrong necessarily that you would have to worry about an interview like this. Unless, of course, you know that it maybe won't make you look good. That maybe your fans will feel a certain way if they can very directly see that you didn't tell the truth. But that's my piece. She at least commented on it. Now, I'm not saying it's not bad for the money, but I am a little bit curious how their audiences are going to take it, or at least I would be. And then I went to the comment section, and for Ariana Grande's video, all the Ariana Grande stans were like, yes, queen, yes, give us that energy, we love it. And then for Justin Timberlake, and I couldn't tell if this was like a parody, like someone left a comment that said something to the equivalent of like, this man always be hidden, he always be giving us the hits, only he can make this art like this. I almost couldn't tell if that was being insincere. I don't know which is funnier, if it's sincere or insincere. Yeah, and also I just remember this random tidbit. Because of the whole Britney Spears thing, when this single debuted, the Britney Spears fans heard about this and purposely went back to a Britney Spears song that's almost about a decade old that was a bonus track called Selfish as well, and made sure to stream that with enough frequency that it buried Justin Timberlake's single, which I'm not gonna lie, I love the pettiness. I think in terms of addressing the various controversies they've both been in, they did not do a particularly good job. Ariana Grande, to me, did the better job. If she plays her cards right, and I think Ariana Grande is in the better position to do this than Justin Timberlake, because everything about the album that he's talking about releasing, just, I have no hope. He just kept giving answers that did not inspire any faith. The album cover is so no effort. I think something that is starting to typify late Justin Timberlake career is a sort of lack of effort. We're not getting prime Timberlake, and you know what I mean.
Timberlake.
But Ariana Grande, totally, because she has a skill, she's still very early in her career, still seems to be hungry for it to a certain extent. If this album, which this single is supporting, is good enough, she could totally Kanye West My Dark Twisted Fantasy out of this situation, right? At least for me, in the subtext of the video, that's kind of what's being said to me slightly, which is, if I make a good enough bop, all the controversial stuff that I did, she could get out of it if she makes good enough art. That is one of the tool sets that an artist has, in particular a pop artist, and I think she is more poised to do that. And I know I'm not that crazy now about the fact that she could go Kanye with this, because there's a moment where literally the album is brought up and he's like, oh, do you want the album to like sort of handle, you know, the vague thing they're not really talking about? And she's like, oh, I hope so.
It's annoying, but I do feel like this album quiets that.
Oh God, I hope so. I don't think it does.
I really do.
I think it does. I think it's the absolute worst idea. I'm so nervous.
So now I'm also aware that she knows that this is a possible strategy to change the conversation around her, and that a lot of these people could be using these tactics. Like, when I saw this moment go down, it very much made me think of the Taylor Swift and Matt Healy Ice Spice controversy that went down, where basically Taylor Swift was dating Matt Healy, the lead singer of the 1975, and started getting some heat because he is prone to controversy. He says racist things, misogynistic things, all kinds of stuff. And so she did a collab with Ice Spice, and a lot of people, one of the theories is that she did this in particular to make it where if you are searching something on Google and you type in Ice Spice or Taylor Swift or Matt Healy, that instead of seeing, oh, Matt Healy said this racist thing, or oh, Taylor Swift's boyfriend is saying this racist thing, that now the search engines and the conversations would change to, oh my God, Taylor Swift did a collab with Ice Spice, how cool, interesting. And so these celebrities are aware of the sort of public relations games that they are playing, and we as the public are becoming more aware of this. And I would say that anybody who's in the spotlight, you need to be aware that they are not just showing you things randomly. They are very concentrated and focused in the curation that they are doing for their public image. But if you listen to these various songs, let me know which one of these you think are better. I know which one is the right answer. Hopefully you will answer that. Just to get some perspective outside of myself, because I understand I'm not the only one engaging with this stuff, I did a poll on Instagram with a lot of my Instagram followers, and
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
And let me know what y'all thought of these music videos. What do you think about these artists' legacies and the various things that they are going through? And I'm going to try to make more of these because it's fun. Well, I mean, it's fun for me to talk and do this. Editor me is gonna probably hate this. But yes, let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'm done. Y'all do the discourse. Bye.